which brings me to the Prime Minister meeting with Donald Trump tomorrow. You've already seen, again, parts of the media, the biggest meeting in the history of Anthony Albanese's life. Look, does it matter? Sure. But we know there's going to be more analysis about the body language than the actual detail. And also, let's be honest, this is a side meeting off a meeting. This is not, let's sit down in the White House for a day and a half and work stuff out. This is very much, okay, we're mates, fine, fair enough. But as part of that conversation is this push from the Trump administration for us to spend more money on defence. What expectation, if anything, do you have out of this meeting, or is it just politeness amongst friends?
Oh, look, I hope the Prime Minister, for the sake of all Australians, strikes a reasonable rapport with the President. I'm not underestimating the difficulties of that. I need hardly spell them out. But in the sovereign interests of this country, about which all three of us and all of our listeners care passionately, these are very dangerous times. And I think the Prime Minister and his government have got themselves in the most dreadful bind on defence. Everyone, including their own elder statesmen, are saying these are dangerous times, you've got to do more. Miles himself has acknowledged that the AUKUS submarines are going to cost us 0.7% of GDP. And they're basically saying, no, we can fund the defence in a 2% envelope. So you take AUKUS out, 0.7, you've reduced defence expenditure in the short term on the things we need now down to about 1.3%. That's the rough maths. I challenge anybody to put them up. The Prime Minister said recently we've increased, what's ASPI talking about? What are all these critics talking about?
We've put it up by 10 billion.
Without telling the Australian people that they've rescoped 82 billion out of short-term capability against AUKUS in the 2030s. Why do we expect our friends, let alone our possible opponents, to take us seriously when apparently we don't?
Yeah, good point.
And I would ask this question of the Prime Minister, and it's a really serious one from somebody who was once in politics. What do you think your legacy is going to be if something goes wrong? We may not be involved. But say something breaks out in the north and we say, oh no, as you know, it's obviously his inclination, we're not involved, we wash our hands, there's nothing to do with us. And the Chinese just happen to say, oh, well, we'll just drop a missile or two on Williamtown. Maybe we'll drop one into Canberra to show that we can do it. We have no defence, no drones, we've got no missile defence. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
What sort of planet are we living on? And I just say again to the Prime Minister, why not listen to the genuinely respected last senior defence statesman that you had, Kim Beazley. And by the way, this nonsense, one thing the Prime Minister has got right, it's a nonsense to say it's got to be 3% or 3.5% or 4 or 5 or 2. Ascertain, as he says, what we need now, what do we need now, and then work out how you're going to pay for it. It's obvious we need drones.
Yes.
It's obvious we need missile defence, air-to-air, surface-to-air. It's obvious we need all of our few Navy ships going while we're trying to mothball them. It's obvious we have a recruitment shortage and a retention problem. How about we level with the Australian people? We say these are the most dangerous times since the 1930s, but we're not walking the talk.
100%.